on Unacademy's YouTube channel for IELTS prep. As always, I am back with another video that will help you prepare for your IELTS test better. Now, this particular video is the very first one in the series of 6 videos where I am discussing 30 different idioms that can help you score band 9 in speaking. So how does it go on? So there will be 5 idioms in each of these 6 lessons. I will pick up an idiom, explain what is its meaning, if possible, share its origin, right? And then use it in a sample sentence. Now, I know there are a lot of people who think that if you can learn idioms, you will score high on the IELTS test. I also want to, which is correct, but I also want to make one thing very clear right on the offset. And that is, you can't be bad at overall conversation in English and then hope that if you can memorize 5 idioms and use those in the test, that you will score a high band score. That is not how it works. For you to score a band 9 on speaking, beyond these 30 idioms are only assistants. The core, the main thing, the main character, the main player is your overall language. So please make sure that while learning to use these idioms, you're also improving your overall language, right? So first of all, who am I? I am Manil. I am an Unacademy Plus educator on Unacademy's app for IELTS, which means that I, as an individual, can offer structured courses, right, to help you prepare for your IELTS test. I'll very quickly explain this and then I will jump straight to the idioms that you need to know, right? As I said, you'll be learning 5 today. And let me just very quickly change the ink color. Right, so look, on the free, I'm sure you know that Unacademy is an app that you can easily download on the Android and the iPhone stores, app stores, and you can start attending lessons for free, right? There are a lot of live lessons, there are a lot of published courses, published videos that you can start watching to prepare for your IELTS test. That being said, these videos, these lessons are not in a way complete when it comes to preparing for your IELTS test. You need a structured course to prepare for the test. And that is where Unacademy Plus comes into the picture. Unacademy Plus is where educators such as I, who are allowed to teach there, offer structured courses to help you prepare for the test. So I have 2 such courses for you. One is what I call the grammar course. This in general helps you improve your language. And then there is the IELTS course. This one is, of course, where you're directly preparing for the test itself. So both these courses are for 3 weeks each. Today was the first lesson on both the courses. So if you want, you can still join these and get going. You haven't missed a lot. And they are both Monday to Friday. This is 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And this is again Monday to Friday. And this is 5:30 to 6:30. Both of these are in the evening, right? Within 3 weeks, I'll have you at a point where you are ready for the test. Now, this is a paid course. You have to subscribe to Unacademy Plus to attend these lessons. That being said, you just subscribe once to the platform and you can attend all my courses as well as all the courses offered by all other educators on Unacademy Plus. Now, the fee for 1 month is 2,700 and for 3 months is 6,600. But you use my code ManilLife and you get a 10% discount, and this drops to 2,430 for the month and 6,000 for the month. Anyway, so these are the details for Unacademy Plus. I definitely recommend that you come join me on Unacademy Plus. I will discuss this in detail after I finish those 5 idioms, and I'll also share a couple of other reasons why you should join Unacademy Plus. All right, so let's come to idioms. Before that, what are idioms? Idioms are a group of words that have a larger meaning than what they seem to show. For example, if I were to say, to look through someone, It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm looking through someone. The person has not suddenly become transparent. Okay, look through someone means to see what the other person is doing. We'll come to that. That's one of our idioms today. To dodge a bullet doesn't mean that somebody fired a bullet towards you and you're like, oh, you got out of the way of that bullet. No, it just basically means that you managed to avoid something bad. Again, that's another idiom for the day. We'll be discussing it in detail. Why do we use idioms? Idioms are a figure of speech that have been used time and again to express something creatively. Okay, they become a part of conversation over a period of time when somebody starts using those and starts repeating those over and over again, and that is how we come to the point where they become a part of common speak. Idioms, there are new idioms added every day, right? There are people who make idioms on the spot. There are idioms that have been spoken for hundreds of years and have been part of folklore, right? There are idioms which are particularly used in a certain area, in a certain field of operation. There are idioms which can be used across the board, irrespective of what topic you're discussing. So they're a very wide subject, and using those on the IELTS test does earn you a better band score. That being said, you can't just randomly pick up an idiom at any point of time and use it on the test just because you learned it over here. Again, I'm saying this. Yes, I'm teaching you 30 idioms over the next 6 lessons, but that does not mean that you will randomly start using them in the test. All right. So let's come to the first one. Come hell or high water. What does this mean? Come hell or high water means that whatever be the condition, something tough, something easy. Hi Pachu, welcome to the class. Something difficult, sorry, not easy, something difficult or impossible, come whatever be the situation, if you've set out to achieve something, you will do it. You will achieve it. You will do so. Okay, that is the meaning of come hell or high water. What is the origin of this idiom? Well, I don't know the exact origins, but from what I've understood, this has to do with sailors, right? Sailors would, once they would set sail, they'd be like, we have to get there, come hell or high water, right? High waters are basically deep oceans, deep seas, which are further away from the land, right? And they'd be like, we have to cross both, right? So whether you encounter hell or high water, it does not matter. All right, so that is how the idiom came to be. Now if I were to use it in a simple sentence for you, it could be something, so the meaning is to achieve something irrespective of the difficulties encountered. To use it in a simple sentence, I will set my grammar straight before the IELTS test, come hell or high water. However difficult it might be for me to learn the grammar, I will learn it. All right. Most students go like, "Arey, I wish I can score high on IELTS without knowing my grammar." Unluckily, it doesn't work so. All right. So that was the first idiom for the day. Come hell or high water. Moving on to the next one. Back to square one. Now this one is a very interesting idiom. This comes from football. I'll explain the origins in a moment. But what does it mean? It means to go back to where you started. Right? Let's say there is some activity that you're engaging in, okay, or you're engaged in, and you've been working for a while, okay, and then something goes wrong, and you have to go back to where you started, okay. That is what it means to go back to square one. Now the origin comes from football. So what used to happen was, back in the days when there was only radio commentary, it was very difficult for a commentator to otherwise let the audience know where the ball is. So what they would do is, so if this is your football pitch, they split it into 9 squares. Okay, so this is square 1, square 2, square 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now these days it's usually the goalkeeper who will hit the ball from here forward, right? But back in the days it used to be the defender in square 1 who would take the first shot, right? So what would happen is, if the team decided, okay, we need to fall back all the way and then start again, they would simply pass the ball back to square one, where the defender would once again start the game. This is a tactic which is now coming back to football. So what does back to square one means? To start something over. Okay, let's use it in a sample sentence. It seems we are back to square one in our objective to land on the moon, thanks to the failure of the moon rover landing. All right. So because that landing failed, so we now have to go back all the way to the beginning and do it all over again. Now, moving on. To dodge a bullet. A very interesting one, something that we do on a daily basis, most of us, because why? Because we hate logic and we don't plan ourselves and we are constantly in trouble. But somehow, by luck, grace, or by the will of God, we somehow survive. Okay, I'm just kidding. Right? But to dodge a bullet doesn't mean that somebody's picked up a gun and we're like, hi, and you're like, oh, I managed to get out of the way of the bullet. Well, anyways, that is what the origin of the idiom is in any case. To dodge a bullet means that you have that a bullet that you the origin is that yes, somebody fired a bullet and then somebody got out of the way of that bullet. But in reality, it means that something bad was coming your way and you managed to avoid it. Okay, that is the meaning of the idiom, to avoid something bad. So how do you use it in a sample sentence? I certainly dodged a bullet by not going to the party as I just found out that my ex was there too and she wanted to discuss the breakup, right? So I'm pretty sure that is quite a bullet to dodge because nobody wants to discuss a breakup, right? So that's that. Moving on to the next one, to look through someone. What does it mean to look through someone? Now, to look through someone doesn't mean that the person standing in front of you is transparent all of a sudden and now you can see through that person. To look through someone means to see that someone is being cunning or to see that someone is being cunning, or to see that a person has bad intentions, or to see that a person is acting differently from what they are. Okay, for example, somebody is acting all too very caring about you all of a sudden, all right, and you're like, what? That's absolute nonsense. This is somebody who I know would never even offer a glass of water to somebody who's feeling thirsty, and suddenly this person is cooking a meal for me. So like, definitely wants something from me which otherwise I would not do for them. Okay, so for example, I could look through my boss right from the beginning of this project and see that he was putting us at work only to pocket all the bonus for himself. That he was making us work, I could see, like I saw that this person had a devious plan, that he was going to put us through a lot of hard work and efforts, but all the bonus would be pocketed by him. Coming to the last one for the day, to have a narrow escape. So what does it mean to have a narrow escape? It means that you survive you survived very closely from something very bad. Now this could be something physical, this could be something mental, it could be either way, right? For example, so to come very close to getting hurt, right? So to dodge a bullet, have a narrow escape, not too different from each other. All right. Another very close idiom is to have a close shave. That is something that we'll be picking up in tomorrow's lesson. I'll look at that as well. To come very close to getting hurt. All right. So let's say, for example, he had a very narrow escape in the bus, where the driver managed to somehow hit a tree that was visible from a mile. But he did not have a scratch on him. So what do I mean? That this guy managed to get into a massive accident with a tree, right? But somehow there was not a single scratch on this person's body. So had a narrow escape, right? Came very, very close to getting hurt. All right, guys. So those were the 5 idioms that I had set up for today. Have a narrow escape, which means to come very close to getting hurt. Look through someone means to see that somebody is being either cunning or has bad intentions or is being acting differently from what they actually are. To dodge a bullet means to avoid something bad. Okay. Back to square one means that you have to start something all over again. And come hell or high water, which means you will achieve something irrespective of the difficulties that you encounter on the way to do so. So those are the 5 idioms. Like I said, after I finish all of those, I will once again come back to Unacademy Plus. And as I said, that's the place where you get to attend structured lessons to prepare for your IELTS test. And I offer 2 of those lessons. One is grammar, the other is IELTS. 3 weeks each, Monday to Friday. The current batch timings are 4 to 5 for grammar and 5:30 to 6:30 for IELTS. This is a subscription-based platform, so you have to pay a fee to attend the classes. For a month we charge 2,700 and for 3 months 6,600. But if you used my code Manil Live, you will get a 10% discount, and that will reduce the fees to 2,430 for a month and 6,000 for 3 months. Also, once you subscribe, it's not that you can attend only my lessons or just one course. You can attend all my lessons by paying the fee once, plus all the lessons and courses that are being offered by other educators on Unacademy Plus as well. So that's it for today's lesson. I'll see you tomorrow again at the same time, which is 7 o'clock. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock for the same video. For the next video in the same series. My bad, I'm so sorry. Where we'll be learning another 5 idioms. And as I said, this is a 6-part series. So thank you so much for joining. Keep practicing your English, not mock tests. And remember, for IELTS, keep it simple and stick to the basics. Goodbye.